Earnestly podcast coming to you on February 28th, 2023. How you guys doing? Actually calling this episode a BedCast because I am actually right now in bed under the covers. I actually had planned on recording this in the studio, but I'm exhausted. I had a long day today, and it's funny, I have a long day when you have a day off, but yeah, it's still long. Went to see my chiropractor today. That went well. Let's see. Things are good today. Things are good. Everything looks to be on up and up. This is the best my neck has felt in a month. Virtually no pain right now. Still got numbness in my fingers, my index finger, my thumb, my middle finger somewhat, but it seems that the therapy is working. I told you guys that the doctor told me it'll be about 12 to 24 visits before I start seeing some significant changes. Today was my 10th visit with them, with the therapy, and it's been going very well. Yeah, I'm very encouraged by that. This Friday, actually, I'm going to be seeing an actual doctor, a general practice doctor. It's a big deal for me because I have not gone to a doctor in so long. I'm almost embarrassed to say how long it's been since I've seen a doctor. It's been years, let's just say. And we're going to get to the bottom of all my health stuff. See if I'm pre-diabetic, see if I am, have other issues that I need to work on. Obviously, my blood pressure has been pretty high in recent readings the last couple of weeks. So, my wife, like I said, she panicked Sunday night and basically set an appointment with a doctor. We don't have insurance, so we had to find one that, and luckily we had a good friend of ours give us a connection to a doctor they go to for people without insurance, and they work with you money-wise. You can actually pay monthly, pay through the doctors. It's a good option to have, unlimited visits a month. So we'll see what happens on Friday. I think I can't eat. I think if I'm doing blood work on Friday, I can't eat for the entire 12 hours leading up to the appointment. So I'm going in at noon on Friday, and so yeah, I have that plus my regular chiropractor visit. So I have to take off work on Friday just because of it. So it's gonna be a long day on Friday. So make it a health day, a mental health day, whatever. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see how that visit goes. I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous. Because obviously they're going to tell me things probably I'm not going to want to hear. But at the same time, as I've said, if I want to get healthy again in a way where it's, not my life on the line and none of that stuff, see my kids get older. And, I want all that stuff. And I always said, with my wife and I, one of the reasons I picked you to marry me was because I wanted, I could see myself being with you when I'm 80 years old, sitting on the porch. Well, that's one of the ways I used to judge who I dated, who I wanted to be with is could I see you not just in 5 years and 10 years with kids and all that. Can I see you when I'm in my 70s and 80s and I'm retired, hopefully, and I'm on the porch just reading a newspaper or sitting on the porch drinking tea or whatever, relaxing, and I'm sitting on the porch with you? Can I envision me being with you in that way? And that's how my wife was the only person I ever been with I really truly saw that way. And that's why I knew I had to have her. That's why I knew I had to. So the reason I'm mentioning this is because I want that situation to become a reality. I'm 42, be 43 in in May. So I'm 40 years away from that. 30 years away from that making that a reality, and I would like that opportunity to be able to live out that situation where I can play out my the end my final years, and my older age, being able to sit on the porch and talk with my wife about some of the things that we always talk about here at home. Like, I'm sure we'll always talk about music, we'll always talk about politics, we'll talk about all those things. She's now becoming a sports fan somewhat now with me, so that's another thing we have to talk about. But that's how I envision it. I want that. I want that reality, and for me to get there, I need to get healthy, as always. As I look at it right now, Anthony Davis, of course, falls down. Did Anthony Davis get hurt again? Let's see. This dude's forever getting fucking hurt. I swear, so annoying. So again, you're with me on the BedCast on the Earnestly podcast. That's why I sound a little low and kind of a little more relaxed than usual, if you will. Last night, Miami Heat win in Philadelphia, arguably biggest win of the year, given the circumstances, given where they're at as a team right now. I mean, they have looked god awful the last few weeks. Going into the All-Star break, come back at it out into it, yeah. But a must win in Philadelphia, and they took care of business. Now, I don't think they're a top 4 team in the East, honestly. I think, they could be. They could, maybe work themselves there at some point, but I don't see it right now. I think Milwaukee, Boston, and even though they beat last night, I think Philadelphia, is still a far better team than Miami. I think in a 7-game series, Philly takes that in 5 or 6 right now. But they may have saved their season. We'll see what happens. Could this win be the turning point for something bigger? Maybe the Heat move up into that 6th seed of maybe the 5. Maybe they catch the Knicks and get the 5 seed right now. The Knicks are on fire right now. I think they'll get the 6. I think Brooklyn continues to fall. Obviously, no Kyrie, no Kevin Durant, anymore. Continue to fall down those standings. But, I don't know. We'll see. It's still got 20-ish games to go in the year. I don't know the exact number, but gotta get the job done, man. Gotta get the job done. Lakers. As I'm watching the Lakers game right now, they're probably about to lose this game against Memphis, although they've been very competitive. LeBron James out for the year. Yeah. I do think. Look, it was doubtful, even when LeBron was healthy, that they get the 6th seed to avoid the play-in. I think now with this injury, it's not going to help. But I do think the Lakers can still get that play-in spot. It's getting the play-in, and I think they like, for example, go around 500 at least, or maybe a little better if they can. They can still get a play-in spot. I don't think it's over for the Lakers just yet. I will say the volatility of the Western Conference makes it where, that's why you give them a chance. Because none of the teams in the West from 6 through 13, are teams I would say are stable enough to, they can trust fully right now. I mean, the Warriors can go on the heater now whenever Curry gets back. But like when the Pelicans, for example, who are heading to the Lakers, they don't have Zion. He's out for probably out for the year at this point. Utah's trying to tank, I guess, right? I mean, Portland's is Dame Lillard bust, but that's about it. All right, shout out to Dame Lillard. That 71-point game on Sunday. Jeez, that dude's a baller. But I wouldn't rule out the play-in for Lakers just yet. If AD can be AD and he's playing well tonight, from what I can see, you get D'Angelo Russell back, and maybe the Lakers can hold on and maybe get into that play-in spot, and hopefully by then LeBron's back and maybe things can work out, from that point there. I mean, right? That's the whole point of this whole thing, right? So, we'll see. how that plays out. KD, Kevin Durant, is expected to return expected to make his debut for the Suns on tomorrow night in Charlotte. I'll be locked into that game, definitely. I'm really curious to see how the Suns I can't even say this experiment, because these guys are locked in for a couple of years, contract-wise. Ooh, I just saw a Popeyes commercial, and now I'm hungry. I want Popeyes, but I can't eat that crap right now. But we'll see how it plays out. Oh, God, I'm getting tired. Let me run through these topics real quick. Carson Wentz released for the Washington Commanders. Safe to say he's done as starting quarterback in the league right now. If I'm Carson Wentz, the first thing I do is try to get a job, a nice, high-profile backup job, whether in Kansas City. KC might need a quarterback. Change retired. Maybe Dolphins. We go to Miami. Oh, hi, Mochi. How you doing? This is the BedCast where things happen randomly. My cat purring at me. What was I say? Carson Wentz. You want to say hi to the listeners on the podcast? Meow meow. Okay. Anyway, if I'm Carson Wentz, I'm looking for a spot where I can, change things around. I as bad as he's been in the last couple of years, and mainly this year, and injury prone, I'm not fully certain that he couldn't get a backup job this year, play well to where a team or two are going to want to sign him again as a starting quarterback in the future. He's too physically gifted to give up on. He's still young, relatively young. I think he's like 29, 28. I'm not sure exactly. So he's only been in the league like 6-7 years. I'm not. All I'm saying. I'm not saying he's. I'm done with Wentz. Like I said, I told you guys throughout the year after he got benched again, turning into the year, and for Sam Howell and whatnot, that I was done with Carson Wentz, and that I wash my hands clean. But I'm not gonna lie to you. He gets a good backup job. Say he goes to Kansas City, gets a backup job. Say he spells Mahomes a little bit, or his stock rises by being a backup, and he gets feelers in another year from other teams. Sign. That wouldn't shock me. It would not. Just saying. I'm not even predicting it. I'm just saying it. That's all. Anyway, did you guys see a story about Chad Johnson, aka Ocho Cinco? So apparently, he saved a chunk of his money that he earned in the NFL, and he's very frugal, which is great to hear. You speak my language there. Apparently, he said also that one of the things he did early in his career was he actually lived in the stadium of the Bengals, the first team he played for, the team that drafted him. For 2 years, he said that basically, I have all my stuff I need. I have a bed, I have clothes, I have. Let me see. What was the quote? Here's the quote. The quote was, "Quote: Why are you telling me to go rent a house, go buy a house, or go rent a condo when everything I need is right here in the facility? Showers, cafeteria, TV, couch, gaming system. What's the point?" I don't know if I actually believe that he did this for 2 years, or if he did this at all. I hope he did. I hope it's true, because he speaks my language, man. He speaks my language. You guys know I'm minimalist, and simplicity is everything to me now. In a world of over saturation, in a world of just everything at the fingertips, it's good to have simplicity. And if Chad Johnson still has money saved up throughout his playing years because he was frugal throughout his playing years, which I hope. Because you guys heard the horror stories of players getting broke and losing everything. You guys heard the stories. That's awesome if he's able to accomplish that. Seriously. It's awesome. So, shout out to Chad Ocho Cinco. What else we got here on the docket to talk about? Oh yeah, I hate this motherfucker. Sorry. Don Lemon's apparently unfit eyes at CNN. Remember, he was I think last week I spoke about how he missed a couple days of his new morning show because he made some comments about Nikki Haley, that to the effect of that she was not in her prime, and then that offended. He was talking about how like women, in their 20s, 30s, 40s in their prime, and then this moron is hosting a show with two females saying this shit. Look, Don Lemon was okay years ago, man. I didn't have a problem years ago, man. Now he's some over woke, like snobby bastard. Can't stand him on TV. Every time I look at him on TV, it pisses me off. It's like, oh god, why is he still here? And I'm not even saying she got fired. I'm not even saying she got fired last week. I'm not doing that shit. Folks, they pay the bills. I get that, but I don't like you, and Don Lemon, I don't like him whatsoever. You know what else I don't like also too? This Marjorie Taylor Greene. This chick, dude, I swear. This chick, I swear, is gonna run me to the grave, dude. She wants a national divorce from the country. She says we need a national divorce. We need to be separated by red states and blue states and shrink the federal government. From the sick and disgusting woke culture issues shoved down our throats to the Democrats' Trade for America last policies, we are done. That's a quote from a crazy nut job Marjorie Taylor Greene. And by the way, what I'm saying here is not even a political statement. What I'm saying here is not even because she's a conservative. No, I'm not. She's insane. Because I'd be the same way with a liberal in that way, acting that way. Then this is a report today that came out that she supposedly got attacked at a restaurant, and she's like complaining about that. Which, first off, that's wrong anyway, to attack someone, whether you like him or not. But it's also fitting given the fact that she's had a history of bothering and being very volatile towards other people in public places also as well too, which is also documented on film. So it's kind of interesting that she complains about this, but what happened to her, she was on the foot. She does it herself. Just saying. She's troublesome in this country. She's bad for this country, dude. She really is. I'm sorry. I don't understand how people can support her. Like, I know you want to own the libs and all that, and that's fine. I don't give a shit. I'm not a liberal, so I don't even give a shit. But to support this piece of garbage, I'm sorry, it's just what she is to me. It doesn't matter. Republican, Democrat. If you have trash, you need to call it trash. And what do they call it? MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's the epitome of trash. So that's how I feel about that. You don't like it, too bad. It's my show. As we continue to talk from the bed, in the covers. And I'm glad to get up to the studio because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm actually I have a podcast planned tomorrow. You guys remember Brian Barnett, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago? He returns tomorrow to talk about we're going to finally break down that Billboard and Vibe magazine top 100 list. They finally completed the list last week. A couple other things else too we'll talk about on the podcast, but that's the main reason to come on the show. What was I going to say? Before we get out of here. The WWE, it's a little pro wrestling talk here real quick. I'm just really having WWE and what they've been doing last couple. I meant to talk about this last week though. They really have gone all in with doing Saturday shows, Saturday pay-per-views / premium live events. Typically wrestling companies typically they've done their all their pay-per-views throughout the years on a Sunday. And it didn't bother me necessarily either day. I'm an adult. I don't have to worry about going to school next morning or that. But as a dad, doing it on the Saturday and having the frame of mind to know that kids watch a product also too, but have to go to school and have the savviness and the smarts to say, hey, listen, we need to put these games on, these shows on Saturdays instead of Sundays. I'm wanting to up viewership, but for me personally, it's great because my son's my oldest son, who watches the current product right now, he loves watching this stuff, and the ability to actually watch the like last year's Survivor Series, and he watched the Royal Rumble, he watched Elimination Chamber this past 2 weeks ago. It's great. I love it. It's a chance for us to bond on every one Saturday a month. I love when they've done put these shows on Saturdays. It's great. It's fantastic. All right, before I get out of here, I'm getting sleepy actually. One podcast recommendation I got for you guys. As you guys know, I've been on I've always loved the guy, of course, but even more so now, I've been on the big Stephen A. Smith kick as of late. I told you guys he had a new podcast that came out last year. It was less sports. Some sports in there, but it's less sports. More politics, more culture based. But he had on Kendrick Perkins on the show yesterday. And they discussed his career, his life. I mean, I had no idea his mom got murdered. No idea that Danny Ainge is one of his heroes. Danny Ainge used to be his general manager, a president and general manager in Boston, where he was drafted, and he's the one that helped him settle in the NBA, the NBA life. Interesting life. Someone that just got into the media last couple of years, and didn't care for him at first, and now enjoy him. I think it's fun on media. I think it's hilarious. So the interview was really good, though. Really good interview. They talk about some current events in the NBA, about load management, and things of that nature. And he's pretty honest about how he feels about load management. Yeah, it's a really good interview. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep. I am exhausted. That will do it for this podcast, or the BedCast here on Earnestly Podcast. Again, dated February 28th, 2023. As my cats get wild. Mochi, come here. And I'm going to watch this Clippers and T-Wolves game now. And probably fall asleep in the process. All right. Love you guys. Take care. And till next one.